Shalom, shalom. Today will be Ezekiel 1 through 5. And it came to be in the 13th year, in the 4th moon, on the 5th of the moon, as I was among the exiles by the river Kabar, the heavens were opened, and I saw visions of Elohim. On the 5th of the new moon, in the 5th year of sovereign Jehoiakim's exile, the word of Yahweh came expressly to Yehezkel the priest, the son of Buzi, in the land of the Kasdim by the river Kabar, and the hand of Yahweh came upon him there. And I looked and saw a whirlwind coming out of the north, a great cloud with fire flashing itself, and brightness was all around it, and out of its midst, like glowing metal, out of the midst of the fire. And out of the midst of it came what looked like 4 living creatures, and this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man, and each one had 4 faces, and each one had 4 wings, and their feet were straight feet. And the soles of their feet were like the sole of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like the appearance of polished bronze. And under their wings of their 4 sides were the hands of a man, and each of the 4 had faces and wings. Their wings touched one another. They did not turn when they went, but each one went straight forward. And the likeness of their faces, the faces of a man, and each of the 4 had the face of a lion on the right side, and each of the 4 had the face of an ox on the left side, and each of the 4 had the face of an eagle. Such were their faces. Their wings were spread upward. 2 of each touched one another, and 2 covered their bodies. And each one went straight forward, going wherever the Spirit was to go. And they did not turn when they went. And the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like burning coals of fire, and like the appearance of torches. The cat's having a time. All right. Okay. And the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance and their and the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like burning coals of fire, and like the appearance of torches moving back and forth among the living creatures. And the fire was bright, and out of the fire went lightning, and the living creatures ran back and forth like the appearance of a flash of lightning. And I looked at the living creatures and saw a wheel on the earth beside each living creature with its 4 faces. The appearance of the wheels and their works was like the appearance of beryl, and all 4 had the same form. The appearance of their works was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. When they went in any one of 4 directions. They did not turn aside when they went. And their rims were high and awesome, and their rims were covered with eyes all around the 4 of them. When the living creatures went, the wheels went beside them, and when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up. Wherever the Spirit was to go, they went, because there the Spirit went. And the wheels were lifted together with him, for the spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels. When those went, these went. When those stood, these stood. And when those were lifted up from the earth, these wheels were lifted up together with them, for the spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels. All right. That's twice he said that, so it's in the wheels. And a likeness was over the head of the living creatures, an expanse like the appearance of an awesome crystal stretched out over their heads. And under the expanse their wings were straight, one toward another. Each one had 2 which covered one side, and each one had two which covered the other side of the body. When they went, I heard the noise of their wings, like the noise of many waters, like the voice of the Almighty, a tumult like the noise of an army. When they stood still, they let down their wings, and a voice came from above the expanse that was over their heads. When they stood, they dropped their wings. And above the expanse over their heads was the likeness of a throne, in appearance like a sapphire stone, and on the likeness of the throne was a likeness in the appearance of a man high above it. And from the appearance of his waist and upward I saw what looked like glowing metal, with the appearance of fire all around him. And from it, and from oh, sorry, glowing metal with the appearance of fire all around within it. And from the appearance of his waist and downward I saw what looked like fire and brightness all around. As the appearance of a rainbow in a cloud on a rainy day, so was the appearance of the brightness all around it. This was the appearance of the likeness of the esteem of Yahweh. When I saw it, I fell on my face, and I heard a voice of one speaking. And he said to me, Son of man, stand on your feet, so that I speak to you. And the Spirit entered into me when he spoke to me, set me on my feet, and I heard him who was speaking to me. And he said to me, Son of man, I am sending you to the children of Israel, to a nation of rebels who have rebelled against me. They and their families have transgressed against me until this day. And the children are stiff of face and hard of heart to whom I am sending you. And you shall say to them, Thus said the Master Yahweh. And they, whether they hear or whether they refuse, for they are a rebellious house, shall know that a prophet has been in their midst. And you, Son of man, do not be afraid of them, nor be afraid of their words. Though thistles and thorns are with you, and you dwell among scorpions, do not be afraid of their words, or discouraged by their looks. For they are a rebellious house. And you shall speak my words to them, whether they hear or whether they refuse, for they are rebellious. And you, Son of man, hear what I am speaking to you. Do not be rebellious like the rebellious house. Open your mouth and eat what I am giving you. And I looked and saw a hand stretched out to me, and see, a scroll of a book was in it. And he spread it before me, and it was written on the inside and on the outside, and written on it were lamentations and mourning and woe. And he said to me, Son of man, eat what you find. Eat this scroll and go. Speak to the house of Israel. And I opened my mouth, and he fed me the scroll. And he said to me, Son of man, feed your stomach, and fill your stomach with this scroll that I am giving you. And I ate it, and it was as sweet as honey in my mouth. And he said to me, Son of man, go to the house of Israel, and you shall speak to them with my words. For you are not sent to a people of foreign speech and of difficult language, but to the house of Israel. Not to many people of foreign speech and of difficult language, whose words you do not understand. If I had rather sent you to them, they would have listened to you. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? But the house of Israel is going to refuse to listen to you, for they refuse to listen to me. For all the house of Israel are for all the house of Israel are hard of head and hard of heart. See, I shall make your face as hard as their faces, and your forehead as hard as their foreheads. Like adamant stone, harder than flint, I shall make your forehead. Do not be afraid of them, nor be discouraged at their looks, for they are a rebellious house. And he said to me, Son of man, receive into your heart all my words that I speak to you, and hear with your ears. And go, come to the exiles, to the children of your people, and speak to them, and say to them, Thus said the Master Yahweh, whether they hear or whether they refuse. And the Spirit lifted me up, and behind me I heard the sound of a great rumbling voice. Blessed be the esteem of Yahweh from his place. And the sound of wings of the living creatures touching one another, and the sound of the wheels beside them, and the sound of a great rushing. And the Spirit lifted me and took me away, and I went in bitterness in the heat of my spirit, while the hand of Yahweh was strong upon me. And I came to the exiles at Tel Aviv, who were dwelling by the river Kabar, and I sat there, and I sat where they were sitting, and sat there, stunned among them, 7 days. And I went in bitterness in the heat of my spirit, while the hand of Yahweh was strong upon me. And I came to the exiles at Tel Aviv, who were dwelling by the river Kavar, and I sat where they were sitting, and sat there, stunned among and sat there, stunned among them, 7 days. And it came to be at the end of 7 days that the word of Yahweh came to me, saying, Son of man, I have made you a watchman for the house of Israel, and you shall hear a word from my mouth, and shall warn them for me. Sorry, I'm getting a little raspy. When I say to the wrong, you shall certainly die, and you have not warned him, nor spoken to warn the wrong from his wrong way, to save his life, that same wrong man shall die in his crookedness, and his blood I require at your hand. But if you have warned the wrong, and he does not turn from his wrong, nor from his wrong way, he shall die in his crookedness, and you have delivered your being. And when a righteous one turns from his righteousness, and shall do unrighteousness, when I have put a stumbling block before him, he shall die, because you did not warn him. He shall die in his sin, and his righteousness which he has done is not remembered, and his blood I require at your hand. But if you have warned the righteous one that the righteous should not sin, and he did not sin, he shall certainly live, because he has been warned, and you have delivered your being. And the hand of Yahweh came upon me there, and he said to me, Arise, go out into the plain, so that I might speak to you there. So I go up and went out into the plain, and see, the esteem of Yahweh stood there, like the esteem which I saw by the river Kavar, and I fell on my face. And the Spirit entered me, and set me on my feet, and spoke with me, and said to me, Go, shut yourself inside your house, and you, O Son of man, see, they shall put cords on you, and bind you with them, so that you do not go out in their midst. And I make your tongue stick to the roof of your mouth, so that you shall be dumb, and not be a reprover to them, for they are a rebellious house. But when I speak with you, I open your mouth, and you shall say to them, Thus said the Master Yahweh, He who hears, let him hear, and he who refuses, let him refuse, for they are a rebellious house. And you, Son of man, take a clay tablet, and you shall lay it before you, and you shall inscribe on it a city, Jerusalem, and shall lay siege against it, and build a siege wall against it, and heap up a mound against it, and set camps against it, and place battering rams against it all around. Then take an iron plate, and set it as an iron wall between you and the city, and you shall set your face against it, and it shall be besieged, and you shall lay siege against it. It is a sign to the house of Israel. And lie on your left side, and you shall put the crookedness of the house of Israel on it. As many days as you lie on it, you shall bear their crookedness. For I myself have laid on you the years of their crookedness, according to the number of the days, 390 days. And lie on your left side, and you shall put the crookedness of the house of Israel on it. As many days as you lie on it, you shall bear their crookedness. For I myself have laid on you the years of their crookedness, according to the number of the days, 390 days. And you shall bear the crookedness of the house of Israel. And when you have completed them, you shall lie again on your right side, and shall bear the crookedness of the house of Judah 40 days, a day for a year. I have laid on you a day for a year. Then you shall set your face toward the siege of Jerusalem, with your arm bared, and you shall prophesy against it. And see, I shall put cords on you, so that you do not turn from one side to another until you have completed the day of your siege. And take wheat and barley and beans and lentils and millet and spelt, and you shall put them into one vessel, and make bread of them. And you shall eat it as many days as you lie on your side, 390 days. And your food which you eat is by weight, 20 shekels a day, to be eaten from time to time. I don't think it's... Well, a shekel's probably a coin. I don't know. I wonder if it's 20 shekels, like that's how much bread costs, and you'd buy a loaf of bread, or if it's like you're gonna have a lot of bread to eat every day. And drink water by measure, 1/6 of a hin to be drunk from time to time. No, it's probably very little. It's probably very little. And eat it as a barley cake, and bake it before their eyes on human dung. And Yahuwah said, even so the children of Israel shall eat their defiled bread among the nations to whom I have driven them. Then I said, Ah, Master Yahuwah, see, I have never defiled myself from my youth till now. I've never eaten what died of itself, or was torn by beast, nor has unclean meat ever come into my mouth. And he said to me, See, I am giving you the dung of cattle instead of human dung, and you shall prepare your bread over it. Thanks. Thank you. I mean, like, it's... Dang it. Woe to be a prophet. Woe to be a prophet. And he said to me, Son of man, see, I am going to cut off the supply of bread in Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread by weight and with fear, and drink water by measure and with dread, so that they lack bread and water, and shall be appalled with one another, and be consumed in their crookedness. And you, son of man, take a sharp sword, take it as a barbed razor, and you shall pass it over your head and your beard, and you shall take scales to weigh and divide the hair. Burn with fire 1/3 in the midst of the city when the days of the siege are completed. And you shall take 1/3 and strike around it with the sword, and scatter 1/3 in the wind. And I shall draw out a sword after them. It's always foreshadowing. It's like, you're gonna do this weird thing. Why? Because what this represents and this represents and this represents. Anyway, and you shall take a few hairs from them, and you shall take a few hairs from there, and bind them in the corners of your garment, and take again some of them, and throw them into the midst of the fire, and shall burn them in the fire. From it a fire shall spread unto unto all the house of Israel, thus said the Master Yahweh, this is Jerusalem, which I have set in the midst of the nations, with the other lands all around her. But she rebelled against my right rulings, doing wrong more than the nations, and my laws more than the lands all around her. For they have rejected my right rulings, and they have not walked in my laws. Therefore, thus said the Master Yahweh, because you have rebelled more than the nations all around you, and have not walked in my laws, nor done my right rulings, nor even done according to the right rulings of the nations all around you. Therefore thus said the Master Yahweh, look, I myself am against you, and shall execute judgments in your midst before the eyes of the nations. And I shall do among you what I have never done, and the like of which I never do again, because of all your abominations. Therefore fathers are going to eat their sons in their midst, and sons eat their fathers, and I shall execute judgments among you, and scatter all your remnant to all the winds. Therefore, as I live, declares the Master Yahweh, because you have defiled my set-apart place with all your disgusting matters and with all your abominations, therefore I also withdraw, and my eye shall not pardon, nor shall I spare. 1/3 of you shall die of pestilence, and be consumed with scarcity of food in your midst. 1/3 shall fall by the sword all around you, and I shall scatter another third to all the winds, and draw out a sword after them. And my displeasure shall be completed, and I shall bring my wrath to rest upon them, and I shall be eased, and they shall know that I, Yahweh, have spoken it in my ardor. When I have completed my wrath upon them, I shall make you a waste and a reproach among the nations that are all around you, before the eyes of all who pass by. And it shall be a reproach, an object of scorn, a warning, and an astonishment to the nations that are all around you, when I execute judgments among you in displeasure, and in wrath, and in heated chastisement. I, Yahweh, have spoken. When I send against them the evil arrows of scarcity of food, which shall be for their destruction, which I send to destroy you, I shall increase the scarcity of food upon you, and cut off your supply of bread. And I shall send against you scarcity of food and evil beast, and they shall bereave you, and pestilence and blood shall pass through you, while I bring the sword against you. I, Yahweh, have spoken. I would love to tell you, as we read this, I'm going to be able to, connect dots for us and all that good. That's not me. If you've been following along, that's not me. If I see something and I think about it, I might say something, but I got lost when he was describing this thing. It's got wheels. I ain't never heard it say it had wheels. And the wheels have eyes? What? And it doesn't turn. I had to think about that for a second. I was like, and the wheels don't turn? Why don't the wheels turn? It's like it's playing chess all the time. Which makes sense. It's got 4 faces. Which is already. But anyway. What a task that has been set before him. This doesn't necessarily make sense to me, because this is right, we're in exile. Maybe I need to do a little bit of research and I'll come back, but it doesn't make sense, because it's like, we're in exile. Who are we talking about? But to the house of Israel. So the house of Israel Do we speak of Judah anywhere in here? I don't think we do. So this makes me think of all Israel. You're going to go to all Israel. Yeah, I don't see it. Also, that's crazy too. He's basically going to make him mute until he's like, hey, speak. And then he's going to speak. The fact that he's like, hey, Master Yahuwah, see, I have never defiled myself from my youth till now. You know, like, you know, those things I'm not supposed to, yeah, I ain't done none of that, I promise. You know that. You know about that better than anybody. Does it have to be poop? Does it have to be it's cow poop? Okay, it's better. Not exactly what I was hoping for, but it's better. There's a certain way that you can make bread. It's very simple, very easy. It's like water, flour, and salt if you have it. And then you basically just like make it really dense and flat, and you got two options. You could put it, if you have a fire, you could put it on a rock, or or you could just take the dough and just stick it into the embers. Just dig it out later. I hope that's not the type of bread he's making. That'd suck. Poo bread. Anyway. May Yahuwah bless you and guard you. Yahuwah make his face shine upon you and show favor to you. Yahuwah lift up his face upon you and give you peace. Thus they shall put my name on the children of Israel, and I myself shall bless them. Shalom, shalom.